School of Social Work, Institute of Violence Reduction.
Good morning. Ritt called me a couple of weeks ago and asked if I would share with you some of the experiences of the study that we've been conducting and have finished, and the continuing work based on that study. First of all, I'm a professor of research at the University of Connecticut School of Social Work, and I'm the director of the Institute of Violence Reduction. What do you mean? Are you saying that the police are being violent? And they would laugh. We then proceeded to say, if this is a serious issue, if you really want to address this issue seriously, let's then collect the information and begin to see the extent and the type of violence, because only unless we do this kind of research, we will not get a better picture and understanding of the situation. But the major piece that was found was that young people, and we're talking about from 11 years old until 25, really did believe that by reporting or filing a formal complaint would do anything. And in fact, it will bring retaliation against them more severely by doing so. Hence, we were surprised to learn that only about 3 or 4 of the 240 or so complaints or incidents that we reported ever got reported officially to the police department. Felt, because if you do it, they're going to come down on you harder. One of our friends did it, was beaten up more severely. In other cases, they would say, it doesn't work. You can file all you want, you can complain all you want, they're not going to do anything. And in fact, they would refer to the Civilian Review Board in Hartford and its operations, and the evidence there suggests that that's true. What can we do about it? I think that there's several things that we can do about it. One, I think we need to realize that police have a very, very difficult job, and that as such, we need better screening, better monitoring, and better training. I think a combination of factors. I think the rotation of police officers, particularly in stressful situations and in the cities, need to be taken into consideration. Chicago has an interesting concept that's internal to the police department, where they monitor their police, particularly those in stressful areas of the city or in situations where there is a lot of corruption likely to occur. And they monitor police conduct. Also, they monitor police in terms of their own personal lives, those that are going through financial difficulties, those that are going through their own marital difficulties, etc. And they try to provide help to the police officer and also guidance, but monitoring so that if there is some difficulties, that it could quickly be depicted and something be dealt with.
What has happened over the years is that when people have believed in the system, that the system would work, and indeed have gone forward and made complaints, what they have found is, instead of having the complaint addressed as it should be, they are addressed with further victimization. Thus, next, we have Dr. Alan D. Chiara, Director, University of Hartford School of Criminal Justice.
Mike Guerrero spoke of some of the problems that the communities face in terms of policing, and he mentioned bad apples, and I would just like to say that apples are usually stored in the barrel, and it's important to remember that sometimes the barrel might be bad, and I think that's the place I'd like to start in my brief comments here. Police officers, as Mike said, have a very, very difficult job to do. They've had a lot of pressure placed on them by citizens, by city councils, by all kinds of people. And we ask them to do a number of things that sometimes they're not trained to do. The community policing movement is imposing upon the police a number of obligations that the evidence seems to suggest they're not willing to take upon themselves, they're not able to take upon themselves, and certainly they can't do as well as they want to do. Police officers are ordinary people, and they bring with them a number of biases and inadequacies that all of us share. And until the barrel is changed, until the culture on the streets changes, until the culture in the locker rooms and police forces changes, until the culture in the academies changes, I think we're going to have this problem for a long, long time. We have to be able to say to the police, if we're good enough to work with you in the crime control function, we certainly should be good enough to work with you to make your job more appropriately performed and to raise the level of professionalism to the extent that we can. There's nothing in civilian oversight of the police that should be construed as saying that we're trying to get all police officers. I think civilian review of the police is nothing more than doing for the police what the police want to do, which is to control those police officers who have personal problems, whether they're alcohol, drug addiction, marital problems, a whole range of professional, personal, and psychological stresses that make it difficult for them to do the job as they were trained to and as they would like to do. The current system we have in Hartford, which is the one I know of, is, to be kind to the members of the board, it's laughable. It's slow. It becomes a forum for politically oriented speeches, and it really is an inefficient and ineffective body.
Now, I would like to present Ms. Mary Alice Cook.